What's up guys, my name is Zach Black, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over how to make the coconut almond yogurt. This is a probiotic yogurt, by the way, so you do need probiotics. I'll link in the description to the probiotics I use. They're called Life Biotic. They're made by this company called Pyridime. Oddly enough, I forgot the dude's name that actually owns it. It's Lou Corona, that's right. Lou Corona is a guy who runs the company, and he actually made up this recipe, and it is like so amazing. And it's actually pretty cool because if you use his probiotics in here like this, you can actually stretch the longevity of the probiotics, because you really only need one serving in each batch that you make, and the probiotics will cultivate within the yogurt, and you can actually use this for like a week and even up to 2 weeks. So in 1 week you can multiply 7 by 30, and that comes out to 210 days worth of probiotics off of one purchase of it. Normally it's a 30-day supply if you supplement it every single day, but in this case you'll have 210 days worth. And if you do 2 weeks at a time like I do, then that's 14 times 30, and that would be 280. Son of a bitch, my math skills are failing me. I think that's 420 days. So 420 days worth of probiotics off of one purchase, and it's like $40 for probiotics. They're not the cheapest thing out there, but if you make this yogurt with it, I mean, $40 for 420 days worth of probiotics, that is pretty nice, I gotta admit. Normally I kind of over supplement. I don't really mind supporting a company like that, to be honest, so I normally put in a little extra servings, but typically the yogurt lasts me at least 2 weeks, and I don't think you really want to leave that in the fridge for too much longer than that, because eventually the probiotics will eat up all of the coconuts and almonds, and then they'll die. So you don't really want that. Otherwise it's just basically a normal coconut almond yogurt, and your probiotics are kind of wasted there. But how you make this: first off, soak some almonds. You want raw almonds, none of that roasted salted crap. You want some raw almonds with nothing else added to them, and you want to just soak those in a glass. Fill the glass up probably about halfway with almonds, because they're going to expand and fill up the rest of the glass, and then just pour water over it. Cover it with plastic wrap, or if you have an actual lid to this glass, then throw a lid on there and poke a couple holes in it. It's important that there's air getting in there still so they can soak properly. And you want to leave it there and switch out the water every 12 hours, and you want to soak them for at least 24. Now, you don't have to switch out the water in those 24 hours, but if you don't, really make sure you rinse them good, because the nastiness in the water is a lot of inhibitors that are just going to make that the things that make nuts not so great for you. But after you soak them, or even sprout them, if you want to soak them for a couple days, you can sprout them, and they'll actually be even healthier and more packed full of nutrients, and they won't have those inhibitors that stop your body from absorbing nutrients quite the same way. Now, with the coconuts, you want to use Thai coconuts, okay? Young Thai coconuts. You don't want to use old brown coconuts like you'd find in most stores, because those are disgusting. I tried it. Trust me, absolutely terrible. Don't do it. It comes out like cottage cheese more so than a yogurt. Very gross. Really sad that I even had to eat any of that for any length of time. But you can get young Thai coconuts at normally Asian marts. I mean, I don't think they have to be Thai coconuts as long as they're young coconuts. They're generally these white coconuts. You could look up an image of it if you want. They have a softer meat though inside them, and tons of coconut water, and they taste completely different. So it's very important that you get the right ones. So all you're going to do here is chop open those coconuts, and you want to dump probably about 2 cups of the water from them. Usually for me, I just use 2 coconuts with the 1 glass of almonds, and that's plenty to make a nice bowl that lasts about 2 weeks of this yogurt. and 2 cups of the water. You could dump the rest of the water in a glass. It tastes really good in the smoothie. I highly recommend using that as the coconut water in the smoothie. When you can, obviously, it would be ridiculous to constantly be buying tons of coconuts and just making this yogurt like a madman. So it's kind of just an occasional treat when you make the yogurt, but it tastes so much better when you add in this fresh coconut water like this. But anyway, 2 cups of the water, add in all of the meat from the coconuts all together. And then you can start blending that up and add in probably I would say half of your almonds, unless you have like this huge glass. You want about a cup of the almonds, probably less than a cup. Just, throw some in there at first, turn on the blender kind of on a lower speed, let it blend up. You want a high powered blender, I recommend the Vitamix. Just blend it up a little bit, see what kind of consistency it's at. If it just looks really watery, then just add in more almonds, or more coconut meat if you have more coconut meat. Depends on what you like there. And if it's too thick, then definitely throw in some coconut water. You don't want to overheat your blender, so try to make it a little thinner if you can stand it. Now with the Vitamix, it's a really powerful blender still, but again, any blender that you're putting this dough into practically is going to be pretty pushed if you don't add enough water. So make sure you have some coconut water on hand to add in while you're blending this up. The 2 cups though of coconut water to begin with all of the coconut meat and a little bit of the almonds, generally comes out with a perfect consistency. If you have leftover almonds, you can just keep soaking them, or you could just throw them on a paper towel and just let them chill, or even throw them in a bag, whatever, or eat them. It doesn't matter. Save them for the next time you make the yogurt. Whatever you want to do is fine. Blend it all up to a good consistency, and then dump it in preferably a glass bowl. You don't really want to store this kind of stuff in metal. You don't really want to store anything in metal. So if you have a glass bowl of some sort that has a lid, that would be great. If not, just any glass bowl and then cover it with saran wrap and poke a couple holes in it. And that's fine. After you get it in the bowl, get your probiotics and add at least 1 serving, however much it recommends. The Life Biotic stuff that I have says 3 scoops. I normally add at least 4 personally. And then stir it up with, but people say that you shouldn't use a metal spoon or anything to stir it up. I don't really notice a difference, so I don't know. If you don't have a wooden spoon, don't worry about it. But I usually just stir it up with a wooden spoon just because, on the off chance that it actually does harm the probiotics somehow, might as well, right? So after that though, make sure it's all stirred in there really nicely, mixed in with the coconuts and almonds. And by the way, this yogurt might be kind of warm coming out of the Vitamix because, again, the Vitamix spins really fast, like I said in the smoothie video, and it'll actually heat it up a little bit. You don't want this to be blazing hot. You're not trying to cook this stuff here. But, if it's warm, that's totally okay. And add that into the bowl and throw the probiotics in there. And the probiotics are going to cultivate now. They're basically just going to have a giant microorganism orgy in this bowl for the next 24 hours. So you can leave that on the table for 12 to 24 hours. 12 at a minimum, I'd say, to be honest. But you can go all the way up to 24 if you want. Just make it in the morning, and then the next morning come by, make sure it's good, open it up. If there's a pink film on top, a pink layer of water on top, that's bad. That's not really something you want to deal with. If it's a little liquidy, that's okay. Normally it won't do that though. In my experience, I haven't had that happen. But just stir it up again now after it's done doing its thing. And then you can taste it real quick. Make sure that it's not tasting super rank, and throw it in the fridge or throw it in your smoothie, whatever. Not the whole thing, obviously. Just a good normally for me, I just throw a good spoonful in there, a typical tablespoon or something at least. Sometimes I feel like adding more just because I actually do like the taste of it in the smoothie. By itself, it's kind of bland and not really something I want to eat a lot of at one time. So adding in berries and whatever Adding in berries and whatever will make it taste really good, just because it's normally kind of just a nice base, so you can just do whatever you want with it. But the almonds make this a really protein filled yogurt, so this can be like a pre-workout thing. That's why I recommend adding it in the smoothie. The smoothie recipe was actually made before I even knew how to make the yogurt, and it tasted great. So this is completely optional. If you don't want to throw the yogurt in the smoothie, that's fine. You don't need to, but I feel like it really gets you just energized and ready to go for your workout, and it doesn't even have any caffeine in it or anything, so that's cool. That's the whole recipe though, guys. This can last you up to like 2 weeks. You don't really want to store it much longer than that because, like I said, the probiotics, as they cultivate, they're eating all of the coconuts and almonds and turning them down into like the base, like amino acids and things that are in the almonds and whatnot. So it's kind of just turning into just the base nutrients, which is really good for absorbing into your body. But at the same time, they'll eventually run out of food and then they'll die. So it's sad. But you want to make sure you try to eat it all within 2 weeks. And they basically just help your gut function better. I'll probably make a video about probiotics in the future, but they are very great for you. Anyway, guys, that's everything in this video. Throw that in with the smoothie that I'll have linked in the description. Such a good drink, and it's amazingly healthy for you. More importantly, though, guys, I'm saying my outro wrong, of course, because I'm just terrible at it. Please like this video, subscribe, and more importantly, have a fantastic day, guys, and much love to you.